what's up? This is your man, Lil D, a.k.a. Rap Monster, back off in the building with another one-on-one music interview. And today I got hip-hop artist Mr. Way Too Much in the house. What's poppin', boss?
What's good, man? I appreciate you having me, man.
It is all gravy. It's all gravy. Let the people know where you're calling from, what you got going on, and where they can find you at online.
Man, I'm calling out Cincinnati, Ohio, man. You can find me online, you know, pretty much anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Mr. Way Too Much. That's T-O-O, not two, not T-O, but T-O-O, Too Much. Just dropped the album, Foster Child 2. That's on Spotify. That's on iTunes. That's on Apple. We promoting it on there right now. You know, it'll be on SoundCloud and all the free, you know, accounts soon as, you know, we get our, you know, numbers right. So.
True indeed, true indeed. All right, for all our listeners out there who's not familiar with Mr. Way Too Much sound, we're going to take a quick break on Rap Monster Radio and check him out. This is Life of the Party by Mr. Way Too Much on rapmonsterradio.com.
This is Stuntman, 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 Stuntman.
Like you just got paid. Never tripping off what a hater gotta say. In the club showing love to DJs. DJs, bring it back. Yes, we having fun in a party pack. Shorty 21, but she throw it back. Life for the party, I'm in love with that. In love with that. Drop it low. Bend it over, girl. Touch your toes. Independent chick, I'm just letting them know. You a bad chick and you know it shows. Know it glows. My feelings. Shorty personality so appealing. Every girl at this event you killing. I'ma keep it real, baby girl, just listen. Girl, just listen. I know what girls want. What they want. I know what girls like. What they like. They wanna stay up and do what? And party all night. Hey, I know what girls want. What they want. I know what girls like. What they like. They wanna stay up and do what? Yes, we having fun and we feeling alright. Only 22, but you know I live it life. Way shorty twerking made me wanna hold her tight. Hold her tight. What's the deal? Lock me in, baby, so you know it's real. You got me in the trance, that's why I'm still looking like a star. You're standing in on heels. In on heels. You exotic. Make me wanna pay your tuition through college. On Twitter, baby, you the trending topic. When you back it up, baby girl, don't stop it. Girl, don't stop it. I know what girls want. What they want. I know what girls need. What they need. They need a good song. That make them party. Hey, I know what girls want. What they want. I know what girls like. What they like. They wanna stay up and do what? And party all night. Hey, I know what girls want. What they want. I know what girls like. What they like. They wanna stay up and do what? And party all night. Hey, hey, hey. What they want. What they want. What they want. What they like. What they like. What they like. And do what? And do what? And do what? Hey, hey, hey. What they want. What they want. What they want. What they like. What they like. What they like. And do what? And do what? And do what? Hey, hey.
That's Mr. Way Too Much, Life for the Party on rapmonsterradio.com. Say what's up to the listeners, Mr. Way Too Much.
What's good with it, man? I appreciate everybody listening in, tuned in with us at this interview session, man, on Rap Radio.
True indeed. All right, let's get this thing rolling. First thing we want to know here on Rap Monster Radio, Mr. Way Too Much, is when was your last show and when is the next one?
Man, my last show was probably about, I'd say like a month ago. It was in Louisville, Kentucky. It was, you know, it was at, I'm trying to think, it was on Broadtown Road. My next one, man, I got something lined up 2 weeks from now at Mad Frog in Cincinnati, so that's a local one.
Okay. True indeed. All right, the most important question of this interview, in my opinion, Mr. Way Too Much, why? Keyword why. Why was hip-hop created?
Man, hip-hop was created so anybody can express what they're going through. I feel like it was an outlet of people, you know, who basically, you know, I consider it poetry, you know what I'm saying, for real, because even though y'all heard The Life of the Party on the Foster Child, that was my last album, and I use it just to express what I'm going through, to relieve stress, you know, so I feel like it's just to express yourself, express what you're going through, to share your story with the world. I feel like that's why it was created, you know.
True indeed. That being said, when did you fall in love with music, in particular hip-hop, the precise moment?
Man, I say first grade, man. True story, man. I stole like some money out of my mom's purse, you know, and after school it was this store up the street called Jan W. And it was in I had went up there after school, snuck up there, bought the Jay-Z, Sean Carter Volume 2, you know that was like one of the livest albums, you know, with Hard Knock Life, all of that. And I bought it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when I got in the house, you know, I'm upstairs all day. My mom just wanted to know what was going on, so she came up there and she seen it, you know, busted me, and she kind of knew where that 20 went right then and there, and that's when I fell in love with hip-hop, to be honest, man.
Okay, true indeed. All right, other than Jay-Z, who are some of your other influences growing up? Who would you pay homage to?
Man, I have to pay homage to BG first and foremost, man. BG got me through a lot of situations, you know, Chopper City in the Ghetto. A lot of tracks on there got me through a lot of situations growing up. And I gotta say T.I., you know, him with Urban Legend, that was one of you know, things I still listen to now. And coming out of Ohio, of course, Bone Thugs and Harmony, I gotta pay homage to them, you know, so I mean, it's a lot of people, but them three in particular, I can say they really had an influence on my life, you know, and some people today, but them three I had to pay homage to with Jay-Z, you know.
Okay. Talking about what you was listening to while you was growing up, how'd you grow up, such as your background, the finances, as a single-parent home from the suburbs, ghetto, yada, 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 all up in Mr. Way Too Much business. How'd you grow up?
Man, you know, I think, you know, with the latest album, you know, The Foster Child speaks enough for itself, you know. I grew up in the hood, you know, in the area called Avondale. That's where we first stayed at. And, you know, when my mom, you know, she went through some things. So, like, I had to move with, like, a father figure that I had, you know, that my mama knew. Like, I had to go stay with him in Louisville, and you know, he had money or whatnot, so I got to see the suburbs, like, for, 3 years out of my life in Louisville, you know, in the area called Jeffersontown. And, you know, I got in trouble up there in school, you know, skipping school, smoking weed, doing all of that, hanging with the wrong people, still in the suburbs, you know, because I had to fit in. You know, I was from the hood, so I was going to a suburban school. You know, I couldn't fit in with the kids, so I had to find my lane. And, you know, we were smoking all of that. Got sent back to Cincinnati, and I've been in the streets, you know, ever since then, from 13 on then. So I seen a little bit of the suburban life, but throughout my life, man, I was, you know, in the hood, you know, and came back to the hood. I got 3 years of my life in the suburbs. So that's pretty much my story.
Okay. What kind of obstacles did you have to overcome to get this far in your music career?
Man, I go through anything that unsigned artists go through. Like, I done spent money through scams, you know what I'm saying? You know how that go. Coming up, you trying to figure out which people deal with, which ones not to. So I done went through scams. I done went broke on almost every album I dropped, you know what I'm saying? And I'm independent, unsigned. So, that's something that I go through, you know, and I feel like, you know, like losing money for real. Like, you know, I spent, you know, thousands on videos. So like, just that, let alone, you know, that's like something to overcome, because, you know, like you gotta understand, like, this in this business, it's a $1 billion industry. Like, the thousands that we spend, how can we complain when this label's out there losing millions and billions? So that's a hard thing to overcome, you know. And I feel like, you know, now that I got that in my head and I overcame that part of the business, I feel like, you know, the sky's the limit, because if I want to invest and lose and knowing I'm going to lose this, that's just big, you know. A lot of artists don't understand that, and they, you know, they spend a lot of money and think, oh, I'm going to get it back, or they cry about not getting it back. You know, I went through that phase, so I feel like that's the biggest part, you know.
Okay. The question used to be, what would you do with $1 billion? 1 billion would it be? But I changed it because the answers are so generic, and you could guess every single time what a Negro said he was going to do and probably wouldn't do. That I changed the question. The question now is, what would you do with $25,000?
With $25,000, I think, you know, the first 20, man, I'm gonna have to say, I invest in some property, you know, like, because, you know, like, I'm trying to make income to where, you know, I can keep producing music, you know, and keep, you know, paying my bills. So I'm going to have to say I go into property, real estate, you know what I'm saying? And knowing me, I'll probably do it in the urban community because, you know, like, I come from the hood. So I'll probably, you know, remodel up some projects, you know, own them, you know, and then, you know, go through Section 8 with them, you know, keep some money rolling in so I can continue to do music. And like with the other 5, I guess, you know what I'm saying, I just, you know, keep doing my music thing, you know, keep my label going, keep dropping music and, you know, investing, you know.
Okay. If music don't work out for you, what you going to do besides real estate?
Man, if music don't work out, man, that's crazy because, like, my plan B is to own, you know, is to just go into CEO. But, like, if music altogether doesn't work out for me, man, oh, man, I never, you know, that's something that I really don't think about. But I'm going to just have to say, that's how you know I'm a real artist. But I'm going to just have to say, should I just go, you know, go back to school and finish up my surgical tech that I dropped out on? I dropped out of school, community college on surgical tech, so I just go back, finish it. You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know, finish it. Why not, you know?
Okay. Nas made a statement claiming hip-hop is dead. What do you think he meant?
I mean, I feel like he meant, like, hip-hop is dead just because, you know, like, I mean, like, to me, you know, you hear the radio station, like, and, you know, like, 90% of it, I feel like polluted, you know what I'm saying? It's just all commercial, you know. It really ain't got no message, and I feel like that's what Nas meant when he said hip-hop is dead. You just don't hear, you just don't hear as far as the radio, you don't hear a lot of music with messages, you know, like, and I feel like that's what he meant, you know. I feel like he just meant, like, it's not a lot of artists now expressing, like, real life, what we going through, you know, politics. I mean, we seeing it improve a little bit, you know, with Meek Mills and his situation, but I feel like that's what he meant. It's just not enough people expressing their, you know, what's real and what's going on, and not enough people, you know, rapping the better people's situations. I feel like that's what he meant.
Okay. Why was Tupac murdered?
Just because, you know, I feel like Tupac was murdered because if at the end of his career, you know, he started putting messages in the song, he started getting powerful, and I feel like, you know, that's why he got murdered. You know, with songs like that, just the way it is, like with songs like that where you embrace and you spend knowledge and wisdom, like, I feel like that's when he got murdered. It was all okay when he was hit him up, you know, but when he started really, like, using, you know, his words as power, I feel like that's why he was murdered. His lyrics were just becoming too powerful, you know, and I feel like that's why he was murdered.
Okay. Does it matter that Rick Ross used to be a correction officer?
It does, but it don't. It does because he should have, you know, put it out, you know, that he was, you know what I'm saying? But it don't because, I mean, if he would have just came in the game and, you know, just said, like, you know, yeah, I was a correction officer, like, then we couldn't follow him. But the path that he took with, you know, Port of Miami and making us think, you know, he was doing something other than that, and that was wrong. So, yeah and nah, you know.
Okay. All righty. Let's see. Name one thing music needs less of, not more of, less of. One thing music needs less of.
Music just needs less of, it just needs less of, you know, like just followers, man. There's just a lot of followers, you know what I'm saying? Like it needs more, it needs less followers. Like, and the reason why I say that, like, I just feel like, you know, like everybody feel like you gotta have money to rap when it shouldn't be like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't, everybody, like, every artist don't have to flash money, you know what I'm saying, in their Instagram, you know, videos or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it should be just, you know, it need more leaders, just less followers. Everybody don't have to be from the block, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have to, you know, tote 30s and handguns and all of that, like, you know, so just it needs less followers. Like, everybody don't have to wear Gucci and Fendi and all of that. So that's what I'm saying, just needs less followers.
Okay. All right. Fill in the blank. And don't use dead or boring because they're overused. Without music, the world would be?
Without music, the world would be crazy.
Okay. If you wrote a song with only one word in it, what would that word be?
Blessing.
Okay. If you knew that you only had a matter of minutes to live, and this song can be from anybody, from any time era, what song would you listen to as the soundtrack of your final living moments?
Crosswords by Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay. True indeed. All right, let them know where they can find you online at. One more time.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Mr. Way Too Much. You can find my music on My Mixtapes, Live Mixtapes, that Piff, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere, man. Just Mr. Way Too Much, TOO.
True indeed. Are there any questions I didn't ask you that you would like to answer, or any last shout-outs?
Man, I gotta definitely do the shout out, man. I gotta shout out Cincinnati, Ohio, first and foremost, man. I gotta shout out Dayton, man, Louisville for their support throughout my career, man. I gotta shout out all the foster childs across the world. First and foremost, gotta shout out all my family, friends. I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want to forget nobody, man. And you know, Mr. Way Too Much, man. Just stay looking out for me, man. Videos, more videos, more music coming soon.
True indeed, true indeed. That being said, Mr. Way Too Much, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to kick it with us. And until next time on RapMonsterRadio.com, we'll holla. Peace.
Peace, man.